Coming up in this video, I put up a tent in a campsite. I cooked some spaghetti hoops. I queue up for Jeremy Clarkson's Diddly Squat Farm Shop. I make a cup of coffee. I try out a new sleeping bag. All that to come and more on Buster's Boy Outdoors. Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Paul and this is Buster's Boy Outdoors, and you join me for what is probably the greatest campsite in the world. That's embarrassing, but it's it's a reference in case you don't know. Just behind the camera, just through them trees actually, is a very famous farmer's shop known as Diddly Squat Farm. Yes, I'm at Chipping Norton, camping and caravanning club site, and a few months ago I was watching Clarkson's farm, and I noticed in episode 3 there was a camping and caravanning club site, and I was like, oh my god, I'm part of that club. And even then I just thought, I've got to see it for myself, and I was looking for a campsite for the very end of the year. It is October 29th, 2021. It is Halloween. Ooh. That's even worse. My impressions are terrible. And yeah, that's kind of thrown me off guard. And yeah, the weather's pretty rough actually. We've had a lot of wind, a lot of rain. So what can you expect on this video before I go on? Hopefully you get to see Jeremy Clarkson, but we shall see on that one. Obviously, I don't have any control over that. What I do have control on is the amount of gear and what gear I have brought. And I've brought a new sleeping bag, which is a Vango Nitestar Alpha 375. Which is a little bit warmer than the previous sleeping bags. If you've seen the Lake Districts episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, then you'll see the fact I was using 2 sleeping bags in each other to keep me warm. This sleeping bag should be a little bit more warmer. And I had a little test out in the garden, and unfortunately it was 15 degrees that night, so it was a little bit hard to tell. But yeah, it's a little bit chillier now, so it might be a better indication of how good it is. So yeah, that's a Vango Nitestar Alpha 375 sleeping bag. I've also got a very tiny little pump to blow up my Trekology. Okay, I'm going to pause this video here because as I was uttering those very words about a certain pump that I brought along to show you lovely people, did I question the fact of, did I actually pack it? And of course I went through the car, the tent, and every single bag that was there, and sure enough, I hadn't packed it. And a week later, I'm still kind of sore about it. I really am kind of angry with myself. The fact of the matter is, the pump was in a little leather bag that was on my black leather chair in my office. And yeah, it kind of just got forgotten about. So I've got it here, out of the bag now. Very tiny, very powerful. Very, very good actually. But I will be showing this on a future video, so keep an eye out for that. Back to the video. So anyway, that's all that's to come in this video, and I hope you'll join me for that. Well, hello, it's 4:30 at night. I'm back at the tent. I've just been to Diddley Squat Farm Shop, had a little look round. Jeremy wasn't there, and by the time I got there, I think they'd run out a lot of stock. I went in there for a couple of rude candles. If you have a look on their website, you'll know what I mean. But they had a couple of rude candles, and I wanted one for myself. And my friend James, hello James, Carly and the kids, hello. James wanted me to get him a candle. Not a romantic one, no, it was a rude one. Unfortunately, they sold out of the stock of the one that we really wanted, but the other one's alright. So it's still quite rude, quite naughty. So, James, if you're watching, which I'm sure you are, because I've seen you a few times watching my channel, it's in the car. I also got myself a t-shirt and had a look round. It was just nice. Just brought that when I was watching those shows to life. To see it in person was just nice, but it's not as big as you think it is. It really isn't. Right, folks, it's getting really cold. I can't emphasise how much cold it is getting. I think I'm just going to veg out on snacks tonight, and then maybe have something to eat tomorrow. It's been a long time since 2 a.m. this morning. 2 a.m. my alarm went off, and now it's 4:30. Right, so I'm going to show you around inside the tent. This is not good night. This is not good night. It's just a preemptive good night. I'm tired. Site seems nice though, but it's on. The only thing I've noticed is there's a couple of main roads nearby. You can probably hear the traffic now. Other than that, it looks really nice. Sun's going down. I'm getting cold. See you in the tent. Well, it's now 10 to 6 at night. The temperature's really dropping. As you can see, I've got changed. Yes, it was starting to get a little bit too cold out there. I actually had a cup of coffee just to keep myself warm. And yeah, it's the end of October, so what do you expect? So you join me inside the Quechua 3XL tent. It's dark in here. Sadly, I've had to use ISO 1600 because it's that dark in here. I've got one of those TikTokers ring lights here, which is to illuminate me, and I got a traditional little rechargeable lamp there. But we're not here to talk about lamps. Oh no. I've got my new Vango Nitestar Alpha 375 sleeping bag, and now the reason I wanted this is because I used another Vango sleeping bag before. I forget the name of it, but I'll put it below. And I found that was a little bit too constrictive, and the reason that was 78 centimeters at the shoulders, and I found I was sleeping like this and it wasn't really that comfortable, and it wasn't all that warm. So I wanted something that was a little bit warmer, wasn't going to break the bank, and was a little bit wider. That is a nightmare to find. It really is. Look, to all these manufacturers of sleeping bags, come on, 78 centimeters. Okay, yeah, I get that a lot of people go hiking that, but you know, not all of us are a slim build. We want something 80, 85 centimeters, at least appeal to some of us a little bit broad-shouldered, a little bit, well, big-bellied. But this was about the closest I could find. This is 83 centimeters at the shoulders, and it's okay. It's pretty good. It's definitely improvement on from the previous sleeping bag that I used. It comes in this beautiful sort of silvery finish, and it's got, actually matches me fleece. And then inside it's got, well, them birds are going crazy outside. It's got a little Velcro pocket, so you can store your valuables in there, which I suppose if you're doing wild camping, then that would be a good thing, but I can just put them on there. Keys, wallet, all that sort of stuff. But I tried it out in the garden about 3-4 weeks ago now, and the one night where I was hoping it was going to be really cold so I could test it out in a sort of this sort of time of the year environment, it was 15 degrees at night, and I couldn't really get a good bearing. So tonight's going to be the first real test for this. Sleeping arrangement, I'm using a floor mat on the floor. I'm using a Quechua Comfort 65, which you saw me blow up earlier, and then I'm using a Trekology UL 140, which I forgot the pump for, but I used a X-bed pump sack to blow up, which you can use the pump inside the pad itself, but I find the X-bed is a little bit faster. I wish I brought the pump there. I really do. I'm still kicking myself now. So tonight I'm going to try this. If it gets too cold, I have got a little bit of a backup, and that is extra sleeping bags to go over the top just to keep me warm, because if I'm going to be shivering cold, then it just is not going to be any fun. But I will try to give it the best benefit of the doubt and try and give it the best shot. So there we go, that's tonight's arrangement. Anyway, as I say, it's cracking on. It's getting on for 6 o'clock and I am really tired, so I'm going to have an early night and I shall see you in the morning. Well, good morning everybody. It's just gone 25 past 8 in the morning. It is raining. I've had a really good night's sleep. The Trekology UL 140 sleeping pad, super comfy, and the sleeping bag itself was actually quite warm. But I want to show you on this part of the video how I get in and I use this sleeping bag. So if you're not familiar with mummy sleeping bags, then hopefully this will be of some help to you. So my feet are right in at the bottom, and then what I'm going to do is pull out any slack that I'm possibly laying on. So feet down on the sleeping pad, and then lift my bottom up and then pull that out. So my left hand, I'm actually pulling the sleeping bag out. That removes any slack that's from underneath, and then left arm goes in. That adds a little bit of tension for the zip, and then that means I can pull up the zip all the way to the top, because we want to trap in as much warmth as possible. There we go. So now the zip's right up to the top. Now both the drawstrings for the baffle and for the hood I've completely relaxed. So the first thing we want to do is I suppose you could do the hood first, but I've been doing it with the baffle, which is probably the wrong way around it, but got to make sure you got the right one. I wish these strings were actually colour coded. Not that you'd notice in the dark, but in the light like this. So as you can see, there's an orange drawstring with a toggle, and this is for the baffle, I think, I hope. Yeah. So my right hand, I'm holding the string, and then with my left hand, because I can reach it behind my neck with my left hand, I'm pushing that toggle down, and that is putting tension on that baffle. And yeah, I can actually see it. Wow, everybody really is waking up. And the rain's falling as well. The next one is the hood. With that one, again, same thing. Hold the string in the right hand, push with the left, and as you can see, that hood is now, there we go. And then arms down around my chest to keep me nice and warm, and already I can feel the heat building up inside. The only trouble with me is, one, I can't see out one eye, and two, where's my pillow gone? My Trekology pillow. So there we go. There we go. And then luckily I don't move about too much in my sleep. Drawstring again. There we go. And that, with the exception of the lot, there we go. And that, now I've got the pillow sorted and the focus sorted, is how I've been sleeping all night, with the exception of the light being on and obviously the net outside noises. I can already feel the heat building up already, which is great. I've not been cold in here all night. I don't think it's been freezing temperatures, but it's certainly been chilly. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room in there. I got my arms crossed over my chest like so. You can probably just about see that. There's my right arm. My left arm is just underneath. I like to sleep on my side. My pillow's going to go in a minute. There we go. Sleep on my side like that, and then I will kind of tuck it in with my hands anyway. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I've been sleeping over the last night. Oh dear, that rain's really falling. Night night. A thought just occurred to me, and they don't happen very often, so please take note. I came here because I'm a big fan of Clarkson's farm, and when I mean here, I mean to this particular campsite. And yeah, I've been to the farm shop. It's very nice, very good. I would like to have seen Jeremy Clarkson, would like to have met him, obviously, but if I don't, then it's not the end of the world. The one thing I wasn't anticipating was just how much I needed this. To be able to sit down and just get away from it for a while, from family, from friends, from work, just for a little while. I guess I'm one of those people that needs that time alone, because at a certain point, and for me is now, I begin to appreciate everything I've left behind. I begin to appreciate my friends, my family, and work more. I just need that time away, that just little bit of a break every now and again. And camping allows me to do that. That's why I love camping. I don't care if the weather's too bad. If it's bad, oh well. If it's good, great. But the fact of the matter is, I'm just getting that all-important time away from me. And for that, that's priceless. Cheers, everyone.
Cloud also looks Mom, if you guys are ready to pay, I can sell.
Well, good evening, folks. The sun has set on today. Pretty much this trip, because tomorrow's going to be a complete washout. And indeed, my entire camping trips of 2021. And that's crazy how quick it's gone by. I've been lucky enough this year to go to the Lake District twice, once in May and once in September. Now we're in October, I'm in Chipping Norton Camping and Caravanning Club site. And I've loved them all for different reasons. The first one in May was my birthday. The one in September, I was completely on my own. No Buster that time. The one in May, I was with Buster. But the one in September, I was rushing about from location to location, trying to get a good photograph or go hiking. And that was great. I enjoyed it. I really did. But here, I took a different slant because there's only the farm shop across there. there was only the chance of possibly seeing Jeremy Clarkson. But other than that, there wasn't much else to do, and I just sat outside the tent and just absorbed everything. Sat out there and watched the world go by, the clouds going by, and I think it was the rustling of the trees, of the leaves on the trees. Pardon. That got to me. That was the one thing I thought, wow, I'm missing out on the finer details. You know, much of life we take for granted. We walk by and we just don't see or observe, and then it got me thinking about my family and my dog Buster, and the times he jumps at me and he gets all excited about when I say din dins, Buster, Buster, din dins, and he gets excited. Yeah, you kind of take life for granted a bit. I suppose we all do to some extent. So yeah, then it got me thinking about how much I miss my family, my dog, my friends. I've been lucky enough to text one or two. James, friend since school days, missed him, been chatting with him. But yeah, kind of made me reevaluate life in a way. Made me see it from probably a fresh perspective. And that, for me, is priceless. The farm shop was nice. Okay, I didn't get to see Jeremy Clarkson. Ooh, bit of a shame, but never mind. I can live. I'll get over it. It's been a fantastic year. I tried out this new sleeping bag, the Vango Nitestar, very good. This sleeping pad, the Trekology UL 140, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's been a good year, really good year. I've got the new tent, the Quechua 2 seconds YIZI, which is fantastic. The only reason why I didn't use it on this trip is because obviously there isn't much room for a camera, and to be able to do this, there's not much room. It literally is a 1 or 2 person tent, and I can't do this. And this time of year the weather's bad usually. There's been rain. It was rain half an hour ago, and I wouldn't have been able to do this then, so with that tent. So yeah, so I'm gonna call it a day on this video, because tomorrow much of the contents of the tent are now back in the car. It's going to rain tomorrow. The forecast is really bad, and I want to get the tent down in the car and then go home, go see my little boy, my Buster, because I miss him. So tomorrow's going to be a mad rush. I may do a video tomorrow, we'll see, but it is going to be a mad rush. So I will say good night. Thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. I don't take any of this YouTube lot for granted. Yeah, thank you very much. Take care, folks, and I hope to see you again very soon. I'm going to bed because it's really cold. I've got three fleeces on. Yeah, I might even put gloves on. Ooh, night. Good morning, folks. It is Sunday morning and it is pouring down more rain. Looks like we've had quite a lot of rain during the night. The puddles, I've been putting all the bedding and all that in the car. I've not been putting it in its bags. I've literally just been bundling it all up and then chucking it on the back seat. And the tent itself, I brought a few bin bags because at least they're kind of waterproof. And I'm going to bundle the tent up next. Just chuck it in a bin bag and then get home. But no point me filming putting the tent away, because it's just putting the tent away. It's the reverse of putting it up. Okay, that's the tent in. Ground sheet's gone. I know it's a familiar saying for wild camping, but I think for campsites as well, it's also just respectful for the campsite, the fact that you make sure that you leave no trace. Obviously this campsite, like many others around the UK, are closing today. It's the last day today of business for the winter break, but I still think that it's just a nice thing to do, and make sure there's a little wrapper there. I'll take that with me, put it in the bin. Just go around and make sure the fact that you've not left anything behind. And also as well, you don't want to be going on the road and thinking, did I leave something behind or did something fall out? That's a horrible feeling, and trust me, I've been there. So yeah, just gone around all my area and made sure that there is nothing left. Okay, I'm gonna have a little walk to the toilets. Everything's in the car, which is great. I've used a silver foil lining to protect the boot. I put that in first and then put everything on top of that, so the fact that if any water does leak out of the tent into the car, then it will have like a little bath, a little tray to sit in. Okay, so there's the car. Yeah, the weather's pretty diabolical, really. Last little trip to the loos because it's a good hour and a half journey home. Let's look at the farm shop.